I can see you. Can you see me, Jamie?
I can see you.
Wonderful. Well, guys, it's Friday afternoon, and gals, appreciate you guys joining us. So today I'm very fortunate. So what I want you to make sure you're doing, as far as if you're watching this Hangout, don't keep Jamie's window open more than mine, okay? Because, just don't make me feel little, okay?
Hey, come on.
All right, excellent. So it's Friday. As you can see on your screen right now, you can tweet, and we've also got a phone number so you can call in your questions. So by all means, start tweeting because we love Twitter. And tweet those questions. Tweet that you're part of this because why not? We got nothing else to do on Friday. It's coming up to the holidays. We're in that holiday mode, so that's what we're feeling like, right? Right. So, and now as far as they're working my mouses here, my clicks and all that stuff. Awesome. So I can hear you, Jamie. You're whispering. Okay. All right. All right. So today, what we're going to talk about, though, as far as 7 steps, or really 7 steps to end the year strong. I mean, we're coming up. It's the holidays. We've come off really a great month. Black Friday, Cyber Monday set some really serious records. Our buddies up in Canada definitely rocked it as far as new cars, used cars, trucks, everybody. So the industry was up. But the thing coming up now is December, and we're competing against the fat man in the red suit, of course. So what we're going to do, I'm with Jamie Welch here. She's with PERC. PERC was formerly Try Auto. And you talk about, they do a lot more than direct mail, but direct mail is where I met these guys, and their direct mail strategies rock. And that's actually at Potratz, it's the company that we use. So I definitely want you to write down her contact information, write down the company, and at the end I'm going to have her share some of the things that they're doing because they've got some really cool technology that you won't find in just a direct mail company, but that's why the name Try Auto went to PERC, because they have all these new technologies, and that's definitely something you're going to want to hear about. But starting out this afternoon, we're going to give you 7 strategies, 7 tips, 7 things that you can roll out immediately. I mean, like when you actually get off this Google Hangout, you'll be able to start rolling it out so you can have an outstanding December and roll strong into as far as January 2014. Jamie, that's a little weird, isn't it? 2014?
Can't believe it's here already. For sure.
I know. That's a little weird. So do you have any New Year's resolutions that you've got lined up yet?
Well, the typical lose weight. Make sure I lose it all in the first quarter. I know. Eat better.
Yeah.
Try to get back on the bandwagon of, being good about sleeping and eating right. It's always on the list. And then
I have bags under my eyes, don't I?
Well, I'm kind of in the same boat, so yeah, I know. Here we are in webinars. No, actually, one of my New Year's resolutions probably will be just spend more time vacationing with my family. So work hard, play hard, something I believe by, and I really want to, my kids are growing up fast, 7 and 4. Want to make sure I spend more time doing stuff with them fun. So there
you go. So,
yeah.
Yep, I don't have any kids, so I'm gonna have fun. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat less. So there you go.
Or just watch what you eat, right?
Exactly.
Right. I watch what I eat too, just right directly from hand to mouth. It works out well.
Yes, yeah. I know
Good.
the feeling. All right, excellent. So guys, on the screen, you've got Twitter and you've got the phone number, so I expect you to use it. And I've got Stephen here by my side, and he's going to take your phone calls. And we're monitoring Twitter, so hopefully everybody can see everything fine. Are we getting any tweets from anybody saying they're having issues? Nope. Good. Awesome. Love that. All right, so without further ado, I hate that word, without further ado. Why did I just say that? But anyway, what I want to do as far as, Jamie, is there something you want to share with us before we move into your first slide here? And guys, it's a Google Hangout, so bear with us. It's sometimes it's a little clunky.
A little clunky, yep.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Well,
we love it, though.
I do have a little fun incentive for those that want to stick around through the entire Hangout. Make sure we get our audience keeping through the end. I do have a free offer for 3 dealers at the end, so we'll share.
Wait. Is it really free, though?
Of course, it's not entirely free because there's no free lunch, but it really is a good deal. There's a value of it close to $1,900, so something that, again, 'tis the season. Willing to do to share and hopefully help these guys out. So
Okay. And you know that part of this webinar, what I decided we're going to do today is we're going to sing a song together too.
Ooh, I wish I would have had some prep for that.
Well, that's the way I like to roll. I don't like to prep.
Of course, I should know.
Yes, exactly. All right, so let's move to us. Yeah, exactly. So here we go. Exactly. So let's move to the first slide. We're at 2:09. Of course, we started at 2:04, and so we've got people on and they're watching. And let's just kind of give them a tidbit here. So let me make sure I'm hitting the right button. So we're going to go into a screen share here and do our first one, and we're just going to have that up for a minute and go from there. So here we go. Whoa! All right, there we go. Can you see that fine, Jamie? Since it's your slide.
Oh, well, there we are. It is.
Okay, excellent.
Yep.
All right, so we've got 7 steps to end the year strong. Jamie, roll it up.
Awesome.
First one.
Well, one of the things that we've talked about in what we do every day here at PERC is that we use incentives to gain more customers and more leads for our dealership partners. And so if we can help with conversion percentages, meaning moving those people along the buying process and help convert that online lead to a showroom up, we're going to incentivize them to do that. And one real easy thing to do is a lot of dealers already have a Christmas tree or decorations up in the showroom, and during the month of December. So why not add it something to it and maybe include it as a gift tree or a cash tree, and put envelopes on there, wrap them up nice, whatever it might be, and you can use that as an incentive for test drives. So if you have somebody that's stuck in the I'm just looking and I didn't really plan on doing anything today, I just thought I would stop by. You can say, well, hey, Mr. Customer, I have this gift tree over here. It includes coupons for the service department, gift cards, coffee certificates, whatever it might be. If you take a test drive today, we get to go and pull an envelope off that tree. So you can do that way, or you can even use it further on down the line in the process and maybe even look at it as a incentive for purchase, if that's allowed in your state, of course. So again, looking at what gift might come with that, with service contract stuff or add-ons, accessories, again, more service things, trying to get all dealership parts affected by that positively. So again, just looking at incentives to do that.
So talking about incentives, and I'm sorry, I skipped one slide ahead on accident.
I see that.
I was clicking buttons. Actually, it wasn't me. It was Dan. It was Dan.
Dan's a happy clicker. Okay, got it.
Yeah, he's a happy clicker, so we'll stay on that one. So let's kind of talk about that, though, too, because I know I've got clients that will actually say, oh, I don't want to give away prizes. I don't want to give away stuff. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But it's amazing what I've seen, though, as far as giving away prizes. And I mean, case in point, when you're offering these prizes, for example, like a bank. I've got a buddy that's a bank president, and they give away these silly little, as far as like dishes, those little glassware dishes or whatever.
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
So yeah. And whatever they're called, I mean, I guess I'm kind of stupid to that, or they'll give away iPads, and so they're giving away all of these little silly items, and I'm like, seriously, dude, that seems like a waste of time. And they're doing it saying, hey, open up a checking account, and we're going to give you a free dish. Yep. And I'm trying to think what it's called, though. It's bothering me. That's why I'm stumbling here. Pyrex dish. There you go, Pyrex dish. Yep. So they're giving away this cookware dishes, and I'm like, what are you getting? Somebody to come open up an account for $100? And he's like, no, we're not actually. We're getting people that are coming in and they're moving like $200,000, $400,000 from one bank to another bank. And I'm like, wow, you got to be kidding me. Seriously? If someone's got $200,000, $400,000, whatever, that kind of money in savings, they're really that concerned about a Pyrex dish? And seriously? And he's like, yeah, I mean, giving away these items for conversions, and it's just that blows my mind. But I know that in the Allentown market, we've got a dealer up there. We've had him for years, and he's the guy that said, I don't want to give away all this stuff. That's silly. You got people coming in for the prizes. It's a hassle. But another dealer came into the market, and the dealer, in all of his ads, it's like, come on in, and you can get blank, 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 blank. You've absolutely won one of these prizes. And I watched this dealership that, as far as the competing dealership, come from nothing to be the market leader.
To something.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, and they're all prize driven. So I kind of think about that, all the prizes, and you're saying, oh, I'm giving away all this crap. But, really, I think what it is just, it creates a whole level of excitement. And they're going to buy a car, and, and then as I move on, I mean, some of the places that I shop, and I get these little rewards cards and these saving certificates and this, and it definitely, while maybe that I don't react on that saying, I mean, like right now I'm getting all these emails, 10% off from Overstock, 12%, 15% off. They're doing a countdown. It's going down the longer I wait.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't need anything right now. But it's one of those things that I don't delete, that I don't forget about, that I'll remember. And when I need something, I'm going to remember them. So it's really creating that name awareness over and over and over. But I don't want to delete it because they might eventually send me an offer that I'm going to like, if you kind of think about that. So,
well, and think about human nature right now. I mean, it's human nature to practice reciprocity. So if you're getting something from somebody, it's almost human nature to want to give back to them and return the favor. So if you have somebody that's willing to give something for some activity or incentive to do something small or even big, a dealer that is willing to incentivize their customers might get more attention from them, or feel like the dealer may get a test drive or an opportunity to at least talk more about their product in front of them when they're willing to give something there too. So it kind of works both ways if you look at that.
I agree. And, and it's, you kind of think about it. Think about a lot of the advertising. I mean, think about the, where you see a lot of the dealers and what they're doing with their advertising. And they're constantly, as far as here's the car, here's the price, here's the payment, here's the APR, here's the car, here's the price, here's the payment, here's the, over and over and over and over. And that's not so exciting. And people can easily say, you know what, you're not offering me anything. You're just trying to sell me something. And if you just put that prize into it, that will help tremendously. And I mean, and that kind of touches on another point. I mean, because like internally in our agency, I've had, as far as our marketing department say, hey, let's do this. You're going out and you're speaking and you're doing this. Why don't we give away some prizes? Why don't we do some prizes to grow our Facebook page? And I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Because there's, a level of the agency, the professionalism that, we all wear, shirts and ties and suits and we kind of go around like we're, kind of, you would think it's a law firm here, really. And there's kind of that professionalism that I'm kind of like, I don't know. But we have started giving away stuff internally. I mean, on our webinars, like heat mapping and eye tracking and all that, but we haven't given away the prizes. But you've got to think about who your target market is and what are they going to be interested in. So. Yep. All right, so let's move to your slide number 2. Let's go right. All right, here we go. All right, and boom, and then next one. What do I click now? Hey, that's pretty good, isn't it? I got the slide up. So
at least you got the slide. Can you hit the next one?
Boom! There we go.
Yay!
All right. So here we go. Step number 2, 7 steps to end the year strong. And we say step number 2, but I think there was like 3 or 4 steps that we added in there as we bantered back and forth on that.
Yeah.
So excellent. So roll into it, Jamie. Share your wisdom, gal.
Right. Well, if I can put myself in my own, buying shoes from the customer's perspective, this time of year for me has lots of challenges. I have tons of things on my plate to do. I'm trying to do stuff business-wise. I'm trying to shop for Christmas presents. I know that the winter's, months are upon us. In fact, here in Indiana, we had like 3 inches of snow last night, which I know is nothing for, New Yorkers. You guys get a lot. I get it. But we got our first ice storm, and I need my car to go in and make sure it's good. So there's just lots of stuff for me to do. So it's probably in the same mindset that, the customers are out there facing the same things I am. So if I was in the needing to shop for a vehicle or wanting to or doing something, what can that dealer do for me to make it more convenient? Because if they did, I would be best friends with them. They would be able to take care of my problems of like if I could offer shuttle service for the service department right now, or possibly look at a special detail package so that my in-laws don't have to see the cookie crumbs on the bottom of my van that is down there now, and I have to take them back and forth to different activities. And so all of that stuff together, if I can have a convenient way of making this transaction happen right now, it's going to be good. And on that screen, I don't know if you pay attention when you saw, but we have a one of the hooks that we use in some of our marketing is a 15-minute appraisal. And what that does is let the dealership say, look, we value your time, Mr. Customer. We're not going to take any more than we have to, 15 minutes to appraise your car. And that way, in the meantime, they can be familiar and sitting in the showroom of the dealership, or, that maybe they can go and take a test drive. But at that point, you're promising them a quick transaction. And, there is an incentive for them, possibly where if, they don't get that done in 15 minutes, perhaps there's a first month payment that's made by the dealership, or a $100 gift card, or whatever they want to do. And with that being said, maybe it behooves the dealership to accidentally take 16 minutes, and the customer now gets an incentive from the dealership because they took one extra minute than what they had promised. And now that, customers starting to go, I just test drove a car because I wanted to see what my trade was worth. I kind of liked it. It smelled like fresh leather. That's great. All the features that I wanted. And then all of a sudden now they're going to pay my first month's payment. Even better. So now it's kind of getting them to start thinking about buying, or maybe they didn't really do much besides just wonder what their trade was worth as they were going out and doing other things.
I think that's I'm amazed. Yeah, I love that idea. I mean, really, if you think about it, because we're so busy this time of year. And, you kind of think about it, and we've talked about that for years, that, in the very 1st of December, you'll sell some cars, and it just goes dead because, you're competing against Santa. And then, boom, here it is, December 26th, we get all aggressive again. I like that as far as 15-minute appraisal. And what do you think about this, though? I mean, and I want to hear from you guys that are watching this, that are on the website watching this and tweeting, and we've got some questions too that I'm going to answer. And I want you to tweet while we're talking about right now. What I'd love to hear from you guys is, would you tweet as far as where you've made a purchase at some company to get some prize? And I don't, and you don't have to mention the Cracker Jacks box, because I used to love that. I'd buy Cracker Jacks, get a little cheap little prize. But tweet that. But what about as far as this 15-minute appraisal? What if we actually did something different? Because you think about it, what makes good marketing, what makes great marketing is doing something different and being remarkable. What if we did a 15-minute appraisal road team? That we promoted that on our website, we did an email blast, and get away from like the TV commercials. Oh, here it is, the month of December. Why do I always use an accent when I start telling them? I don't know. But anyway, but a road appraisal team, and that's your TV commercial that, hey, interested in buying a car? You're busy, you don't have time. Put your team out there, and they're decked out. You've got the vehicle, you've got the wraps on the vehicle.
It's like Geek Squad, right? Isn't there Geek Squad? Yeah, just like that. All the whole mantra that goes with that one.
Yeah, exactly. And they go out on the road and do an appraisal, and I can see some dealers rolling their eyes right now, going, "No, I ain't doing that. That'd be a waste of time. We'd be driving them all over town." But you think about it, how much money do we spend in radio advertising, TV advertising, newspaper advertising? Those type of advertisements, in a hope and a dream that somebody actually shows up to the dealership. And what would it cost us to put a 2-man crew out on the road that's just strictly working appointments? Mm-hmm. And we had like a pre-qualification process where somebody contacts and says, yeah, I'd like you to come do an appraisal on my vehicle while it's at work. And you've got the one guy, it's in the van, it's all decked up, and the other guy's driving the car that the person's actually interested in. And you ask that on the phone, hey, we can show up, we can just do the appraisal, then go, you can come back to the dealership and get your appraisal. Yeah. Or how about we show up and we bring the car you're interested in, while we're doing the appraisal, you can actually test drive the car. Yep. That would be really cool to see a dealership do that, but I don't think we could find any to be willing.
Wow. We put the idea out there that you can only teach them, how to fish. You can't actually fish for them when you do that way.
Exactly. All right, let's get a question real quick. All right, so boy, this is crazy how we're doing this. All right, so here's the question. Do you recommend dealers include holiday-related messages in their ads? What's your answer, Jamie?
Tis the season, right? Doesn't it? There's a lot of holiday-related messages in every marketing that you're seeing out there. If you ignore it, are you seen as a Scrooge? And maybe there's a balance between both of them, and you do some that's not and some that there is. I know that I personally am pulled into the message of giving and the season of giving, and when there's a charity involved or something, I'm more likely to pay attention to that. We have a piece that we do that's called Toy Drive. So obviously playing off of doing a donation for toys for kids, but also driving cars. And for me personally, again, I put myself in the customer's shoes. I see a lot of that stuff working, and when we measure our marketing, which we do with our software, a lot of our cars marketing and different things get more activity, and there's more activity around seasonal messages and giving and all that stuff around this time of year.
Right. So. And my answer on that too, as far as the cause-related marketing, I think is a beautiful thing. Tying in with the charity, doing giveaways, and I mean, like here internally, I mean, we've donated or not donated, we've what do you want to call it? We've donated food to families and sponsored families and all that. I think as far as a dealership, you should definitely be doing that. You should always be giving back. And I mean, it's you sow what you reap is what I really believe. It's good karma. Yep. But now, we've had dealers go, our website doesn't look very festive. We want to change the background images. That type of stuff, no. That doesn't make sense to me. Putting as far as jingle bells in your ad and Santa and all that stuff, that's I think that's a personal preference. I wouldn't do that, and I haven't seen that it would. I haven't seen any conversion increases. You might have seen something different, but I don't see how that could actually increase your conversion. But what I do see that is important though is the time of the year. So not the holiday, but the time of the year. In other words, in the Northeast, the concern is right now that there's people out and they're looking at snow tires, they're considering all-wheel drive vehicles because of the snow. So I could see you doing the ads and talking about as far as the performance and the benefit of a different vehicle that's based on as far as, all-wheel drive, Audi, Quattro, Subaru, all-wheel drive, those type of things, yeah, most definitely. And then when you move into the spring, talk about convertibles. You move into the, so time of the year, yes. As far as putting in, mistletoe and stuff, save that for the office, type deal is my really what I believe. Because not only that, it's such a time waste that you throw your staff, you throw design teams, you throw all these individuals into creating these ads with mistletoe and Santa Claus. That's not going to help your conversion, and that's time. There's only 24 hours a day. That's time that they could use in creating conversion tactics, more conversion tools. Talking about time of the year. So that's my long answer. Okay, so let's move on. Are you ready for the next slide? I like the 15-minute appraisal.
Great.
So, guys, I'm waiting for somebody to call in because I want to hear the phone ring and I want to hear how Stephen answers it because he's got some crazy things how he's going to answer it. Where's the phone number, Dan?
Phone number's right on the page on the bottom.
Phone number is on our page on the bottom, so hopefully you're watching it from there. Where's my pretty little thing right there? You didn't put it on there, Dan. He forgot to put my pretty little thing on here.
Oh no.
We need our pretty little things. Man, I can't go any further until you put my pretty little thing on, though.
Well, everyone got 15 minutes?
All right. We got to skip the pretty little thing. All right, sorry. People are going, what's he talking about?
I know, I'm kind of wondering the same thing.
There's a little panel that goes on the bottom of the screen right there that has a call-in info, and he just decided it wasn't.
I saw that.
No, I guess he blew it out. He decided it wasn't important anymore. I think he's messing with me. All right. Here we go. All right. The next step to end the year strong. All right, Jamie, you're up.
Thank you.
And that's a really big disclaimer on that ad.
Of course it is. That's what I do best.
All right, good. There's no burst either. Where's the burst?
Well, is it kind of behind the A? Is it shining through?
Yeah, okay. That's a burst. I'll give you that.
Well, this kind of goes along with the last one where, again, if you think about the needs of the consumers out there as they're going through this time of year and how to help them out, one thing that always happens is a lot of credit card debt and trying to figure out how to pay for gifts and pay for a new car, especially if there's a need and not a want for the new car purchase. So
wait, Jamie, sorry.
That's all right.
Well, because you said something that was magical right there, and I hated to stop you mid-sentence on that, but can you talk about need versus want? Talk about need versus want. I think that's so important.
Well, some of us are obviously very blessed to have the desire to have a new car, and we can take our time in shopping and do things differently than those that are in a desperate need to replace a vehicle because perhaps they need it for work and they can't get to work any other way without it, or they're credit challenged and they don't have as many options as other people. So catering to all audiences is very important in any of the marketing you do, and you have to remember there's both sides of the fence that we have to play on every day. In fact, I mean, if you look at the marketing, it has to be, the heart and the mind has to be won over, most likely, in order to make the purchase. Those that desperately need help in paying for their bills on Christmas because they're still trying to pay for Christmas presents, maybe you can offer them something like getting incentives back in cash. That's the idea here, or doing something for them to help pay off their holiday debt or take care of Christmas presents. That's that gift card with purchase, so that it really helps them out on the other side, and it helps that need for a new vehicle be made a more smooth transaction. So.
Yeah, I think that's another great idea you've come up with there. I mean, I think that's, and it's so true, because I mean, we talk about need versus want, and on a dealership, I mean, a dealership's got to determine, are they really focused? Can they handle secondary fi? Can they really do that? And 52% of individuals are secondary finance, and I mean, even though the banks have really freed up a lot of stuff, but I think this is another thing, and I mean, even Walmart started really doing this type of a deal in a way that you could get cash back, and I thought that was really amazing. That I guess it was probably about 4 years ago. You would go and purchase something, and slide your credit card or whatever, and they go, "Oh, do you want cash back on that?" In addition, but this deal is a little different, of course, what you're doing. But no, I think that's a great idea, and I mean that's and we can call these hooks, really. But these are the type of things that will definitely, pull more leads in, really pull more conversion, get more sales. So
well, again, just keeping in mind, again, those consumers and what they're faced with right now. If you can overcome, the problems they're faced with, or again, be their hero. And I hate to say it in that way, but it's if you can help them out in some way. You will be a trusted advisor, and they can come back to you. So, and that's the relationship on a big purchase. Sometimes it's the largest purchase that somebody's making if they're not a homeowner. So, doing everything you can to make that feel good and be smooth and flawless, so that you can keep them and as a lifetime customer.
Yeah. And talking about kind of secondary fi and all that stuff, so I wanted to give a shout out, because you're going to be there with me too, as far as coming up in Atlanta. We're
yes,
be
Internet Battle Plan.
Exactly. What's the dates on that? Do you remember the dates?
If I remember right, I'm going to say January 14th through the 16th.
Yes, exactly. So we're going to be there. I'm going to be speaking, and then for some of you guys that know Samantha here in our office, Samantha's going to be there, and she's going to be speaking, and she's going to be talking about secondary finance. And she's going to share as far as strategies to get those more leads, and you'll be able to see Jamie in real time, in person, right? You're going to be there, right?
I am going to be there.
Okay, so excellent. And she'll be able to show you some really awesome things that, again, PERC used to be Tri Auto, and now it's PERC, and that's because of the new technology that they're offering and the new tools. And when I got the demo, I was like, wow, this is really cool. I mean, this is we all know about direct mail, but this is like a whole new level. I mean, it's much, much more than just direct mail now with what you guys, but we'll talk about that in a minute too. All right, so let's go to the next one. Are you ready? Here we go. There you go. You see it?
There we go. There's my free offer.
Okay. So let's talk about that.
So like you mentioned, we have really become almost a marketing technology company rather than any sort of just mail company. And our program with our new software, our newest program is called Instant Win. It uses incentives to gain customers for dealers both online and in the showroom. And we do a lot of tracking and measuring and everything along the way. So if you look at conversion, which is a huge topic even today and everywhere we are, our tool is really geared towards those dealers that want to, increase their response rates on their current advertising. I'm not looking to change anything drastic or anything, but really help with conversion, generate more leads for them to really, go out and build a work, and then making sure they're measuring all parts of their marketing, so they're spending their, dollars wisely.
So
email me Oh yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go as far as you're.
Well, the first 3 dealers that email me after the webinar is over, I'm going to give them a free month of our software. It's access to some very high-powered conversion websites and microsites that they can use on their current advertising, and then a very user-friendly dealer dashboard to measure all that. And that ranges between the size of the dealership, somewhere between $13.99 and $18.99 value. So I will give a free month of that for them to try it out and see what we're all about here at Park.
So can you kind of take me through this, though? Explain, because I think as far as, because when I heard this too, I was like, wow, because I mean, even if they didn't use your product, there was some really awesome ideas in here that they could take and use in their other marketing strategies. And let's just see if they pick those up. And guys, I tell you what, you better get your damn thumbs going, because I want to see some tweets coming through, because these tweets aren't coming through fast enough, and I'm getting a little annoyed, okay? In all seriousness, though, seriously, tweet us and give us a phone call. Tell us if you got some questions, because I'd like to hear, like I said, as far as where you've actually, hi. People are walking by looking at me. But I want to yeah, exactly. But I want to see, as far as I want to see some tweets where you guys are talking about where you've made a purchase in the past based strictly on getting something for free. I want to hear how crazy it is. What kind of crazy things have you purchased just to get the free thing? So that's what I want to hear. But go through this. Explain as far as what this tool is. I want people to understand it, because it's like a whole different level.
Well, if you look at places that we gain a lot of, I guess, visibility to the dealer for branding, say their website, or looking at ads on Cars.com or Auto Trader, or the question of the day is this social media thing worth it? Is it really working? All that stuff. We're looking at all those places where the dealers are trying to figure out their advertising. Well, we can apply banner ads and unique URL addresses to each channel, so that we are driving traffic not just to a dealer's website and maybe the inventory page where we're expected to dump the customer off and kind of leave them hanging, but we're going to take them through a microsite experience quickly first, where they can register, put in their email address, phone number, and they're incentivized along the way to give us more information, because there is some incentive at the end. And they can go through, answer some questions for lead scoring purposes for the dealership. Use a social amplification tool, so the power of social media to message about the promotion that the dealership might be having to all of their friends. And at the end, they can actually spin a wheel, or basically play a game in order to try to win a prize or to get the incentive. And then we track all of that information in the user dashboard. But then we also then go through and track to the dealer's showroom. So we're looking at that conversion from the online customer into the actual showroom up, and seeing where that advertising is at and where we can get the most traction on getting those people in the doors. And then we go all the way through to the sold car and measure that as well. So it's a tracking and measuring tool at the end of the day that also helps with increasing leads and conversion percentages.
Right. So it's kind of thinking about that, though, too, because, I mean, I had so many dealers say, does Cars.com work? Does Auto Trader work? I mean, we've always got that question. Whenever we're spending money, we're always, oh, is it working? So your product, more or less, what you're saying is we could put as far as a banner ad on our Cars.com ad, right?
Yep. And it would lead the customer to that microsite. So
it would lead to a specific microsite, and then more or less the person could start to play a game, but to be able to play the game, they got to give us some contact information.
Contact information. Again, I'm looking at 4 unique polling questions that the dealership can customize. And with that being said, what's most important when you're trying to follow up with a customer? Perhaps what timeline they'd be interested in buying, what the trade-in information that they have currently might be. With that, our technology will also pop up a book value for that trade right in front of the customer to help, again, move them along that buying process even as they're online. And again, at the end of the experience, I still want to give them to the dealer's website, because we all know how important that is to get the people on there looking at that particular dealer's website. So it's going to still drop them off there, but after they've already been warmed up with a lot of information and gathered that in a way that is easy for the dealership to go work that actual lead, instead of just being seen, okay, great, I had 16 hits from this site to my website. Who are those people? I want to know who the 16 are. I want to be able to follow up with them, so that's what our technology does.
Okay, it sounds really cool, because I've seen the dashboard and how the dashboard breaks it down, where you actually, it shows you your hot leads and your appointments and your credit leads, and as far as as far as it's microsite visits, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Is what it is. So it's showing that. What are some other things that the dashboard shows? I mean, I know it shows phone calls and all that good stuff, but what else is it showing?
Yep. So again, answers all those polling questions, and one of the things that we can ask is where they currently service their vehicle. So even if we might have something on the sales side as the driver of the advertising, we can look at our dashboard and pick out people that may be servicing their car at another dealership, and use that as a service department lead list to work. And another thing we do is look at zip code reporting. So breaking down where the advertising is being shown and break it down where are those customers coming from. What are our hot zip codes? What are ones that we're spending tons of money on and just not getting anything? And it may be wasted dollars. And so we're really trying to be efficient with that budget and make it as effective as possible, and answer those questions on, is this working or not? So
how long have you been doing this platform that you guys are just that I'm heard about? I don't know, a few months back and everything. But how long have you been doing this?
Well, we've been measuring sales since 2008 with kiosks in the showroom and different stuff. And then the new platform, which does tie into other forms of advertising besides just direct mail, has been probably in development stages and run out in markets for over a year now. And we're really got it in a place now where we're finishing up that final little bit to go live really strong after the first of the year. But we have a handful of dealers that are coming on board to be our showcase dealers, and that would be including some of this group here that's got this free offer on the table to look at, where's my marketing going. So
okay, cool.
You can do that.
So all right, guys, so if you're interested in trying this, because Jamie's going to give you a free test run here, so do email her at jwelch, JWELCH @perk.com. Let's talk about those as far as where you mentioned driving traffic to the website, because we're sharing tips here of what you can do for the year end. So I think one of the things that most dealers neglect, that they forget about, is retargeting. And to explain retargeting really quick, because you're doing things to drive them to a website, they're doing paid search, they're doing Facebook, they're doing all of these campaigns. And it's kind of like putting the cart before the horse. And so retargeting, explain that briefly. It's where someone, and we've all been exposed to it, that we visit a website for a company, a service, we leave that website, and these ads basically start stalking us, following us wherever we're going. And they see your ads over and over and over, and they're seeing ads on ESPN, eBay, Wikipedia, the Weather Channel. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But kind of thinking about your technology too. So if you're doing this the way you're talking about it, so you could put a banner ad on AutoTrader is for your technology. This is for Jamie's technology. And bear with me, guys, because sometimes I need a translator when I start rolling into this stuff, because I start thinking about, wow, what if we do this? What if we do that? So, so what you could do as far as with Jamie's product, drive traffic over to your website, and you can see, Jamie, correct me if I'm wrong, but if it's somebody coming from AutoTrader, right?
Correct. We're going to put a unique URL address on that banner ad that will tell us it comes from there. So a unique website, in other words, to have it come from that particular driver.
And then the dealer could actually say, you know what, I want to land everybody on a specific, unique page that's designed welcoming them from AutoTrader. So you kind of think about that, because you get all these clicks from AutoTraderCars.com, these third-party providers. Why don't, as far as dealers, have a customized landing page that says welcome from AutoTrader, because it's different than what anybody else is going to do. And now they could talk about their unique selling proposition, and then they could retarget them. So if that customer doesn't, or prospective customer doesn't find the car they're looking for, they're seeing that retargeting ad. So I think just kind of thinking through that, they could have the game experience. On your game, here's a quick one, because there's a TV commercial I watched the other day, and I thought it was hilarious as could be. But as far as people were getting the little badge, like Foursquare, where you get the badge if you do this and this badge and that badge. Are you guys going to put badges in there soon?
I don't know. Good call. I should put that into the product dev team and see what they say.
Yeah, people love stuff, as far as, I know internally when I want to get people to do stuff, well, a handful of people, right, more than a handful. When I want them to do stuff internally, I start giving out gold stars, and they love that. So
nice. It's like feel like you're in first grade again.
Yeah, well, I guess we just need to get an app built and start giving away badges when they do stuff. So, you showed up. You showed up to work early. You get the early workers badge.
Yay!
Oh,
early bird gets the worm.
Yeah, you get the worm badge. Oh, you showed up late. You get this badge. Maybe we don't want to do that. So anyway. But kind of thinking about retargeting and doing that. But again, I want to see some tweets coming through. Come on, give us some questions. And we've got a little delay on Twitter, which is kind of crazy, but I don't know what's going on. And use the phone number, guys. It's right here on the screen. So here's a question. All right, so are you ready for this one, Jamie?
Maybe.
All right, here we go. Whew. Boy, seriously, this one is hard. Earl, buddy, where are you coming up with these questions? No, I'm just teasing you, Earl. Because of DVRs, MP3s, and email, it seems like mailboxes are less cluttered, better for ROI on mail campaigns. Let me say that again. Did I say that right? That's a comma. Well, he's correcting me on grammar, Jamie.
Well.
All right, so because of DVRs, MP3s, and email, it seems like mailboxes are less cluttered, better for ROI on mail campaigns. Question. Do you think that's true?
Well, again, tracking, measuring all the response, and let's do this. Let's go back. So I have grown up with direct mail as my main advertising means for years. I've been here 10 years. So until now, I'm just now dabbling into some of the other forms. I have watched response rates go up and down. I watched the economy have impact on stuff. I had 9/11 even have impact on stuff. And you're right. There's lots of other places that we could advertise, and I think you have to be everywhere because there are still people that are not on some of the social media platforms or in the digital world that you still can target direct into the mailbox. I still have success with it with my dealer partners, and I think it's more about not choosing a few channels, but choosing a lot of good channels to advertise on. Mail being one of them is very good.
Yeah, and I mean, some of you guys are sitting there going, "Well, Jamie's saying that because she sells direct mail," and and truth be told, this is my take on it. And I think you hit it. But there's dealers going, "Well, I can't be everywhere because I don't have that type of a budget. I can't afford to be everywhere." But I think you're missing the point of what we're saying, though, too. Yes, you need to be everywhere. Direct mail, yes, it works. Email marketing, yes, it works. TV advertising, I know that's kind of weird because everybody's like, oh, he's the digital guy, but TV advertising, yes, it can work. Granted, as far as, we got cable broadcast TV, but now we have streaming TV, which streaming TV, like the Hulus and the Netflix and, Amazon On Demands and on have actually surpassed cable TV and broadcast TV. So you need to look at streaming. But the key takeaway that we want you guys to understand here, though, is don't spray and pray. What Jamie is talking about with her product, which has anybody emailed her yet? What do you think? Have you gotten any emails yet, Jamie? Do you know?
I'm not smart enough to check them on my own while I'm doing this, so I've got my team in here. Maybe they can tell me if that happened.
So, guys, I want you to try this product because we definitely want to come back to this, in a month and talk about the success. So it's jwelch@perk.com. JWELCH@PERQ.com. So email her because I want you to try this product because the spraying and praying is what people do, and they're like they wake up in the morning and go, oh crap, we got to do this, and oh let's do direct mail, let's spend $15,000 here, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, and then it's like, whoa, okay, whoa, there went the squirrel. And there's not a strategy. And with everything, I mean, email marketing, like our Tuesday video that we send out, and it works extremely well. Our open rates are unbelievable on Think Tank Tuesday. But you kind of think about it. What we've done, though, is it goes out every Tuesday, and it's gone out every Tuesday for a few years. And by the way, if you're not signed up for Think Tank Tuesday, you need to sign up while you're on our site right now.
I do that. I watch Think Tank Tuesday. It's good. I'll second that one.
Thanks. Yeah, I got to record one here in a little while, too. And I got Corey in the house, Corey Mosley, so we'll probably do one together and have our bromance together on camera.
Nice.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy. But anyway, all of it. And the dashboard that what we're talking about with direct mail, we're talking about a whole different level of as far as tying all these elements in and measuring what's working, what's not. Because if you do a direct mail to, 100,000 people, yeah, you're going to get some success. But how many times can you do that? How many zip codes can you hit? But it's a consistent feed that you're talking to them in their email box, you're talking to them on social media, you're talking to them on a direct mail. But it's not like you have to do it boom, 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 nonstop and spend, $250,000 every month. It's having a strategy and working with partners that can say, this is how much you need to be doing direct mail. This is how much you need to be doing email. And it's the name of the game is to make sure when somebody wakes up in the morning and they roll over out of the bed and they grab their, their iPhone, their Droid, and they open it up and they check to see what everybody's done on, social media, they see you.
Mm-hmm. It's all about the top of the funnel.
Yeah.
And being part of that list that gets, I guess, to be part of that list. There's all these dealers out there that are, unfortunately, I guess, looked at where the manufacturer is dictating what their website should look like, what their storefront should look like, how the cars are priced, and how do you stand out? How do you, match up against the other dealer that's 10 miles down the road selling the exact same product and the exact same cars? You've got to be noticed for something different and unique and a value proposition that's unique to you, and whether that's giving an incentive or making sure your website's a little different or has different features or different bells and whistles to it so you can stand out in the crowd. And if you can be in several different channels and different places, in fact, that's what a question was, is from somebody, saying, why is it an advantage to be in multiple channels with all your advertising? Well, there's multiple places that people can find you. So let's make sure that you're in several of them, and again, be part of that condensed list at the top of the sales funnel for that customer. Yeah. You want to have consideration for them to consider you over somebody else as they're searching for their car.
Yep, exactly. And I mean, I think it's a perfect kind of think about it though too, because if somebody was trying to reach me, if they were trying to market to me and they were trying to reach me on TV, it wouldn't happen. I mean, I don't, I don't have DVR or anything else because I don't have time to watch TV and I don't bother to be. I mean, I just don't. I probably watch 1 hour of TV once a month, and that's about it. It's just. But now if you're trying to reach me, you could definitely hit me via email. I mean, that's how Overstock and all these companies hit me, is on email. Yep. And that works. If you're trying to reach me on direct mail, you might hit me every once in a while when I happen to actually say, oh, I need to go check the mail. I haven't checked it in 3 weeks.
Right.
So, I mean, everybody's different. But the way you would reach me would be social media and email and providing content as far as, and I think that's what a lot of the dealers fail to realize, that they think marketing strategy is all about the car, the product, and the price, and it's not. I mean, you need to understand, why is somebody interested in buying a car? Is it fuel efficiency? Is it safety? Is it the type of weather you have in your area, whether it's sunny and they want a convertible? Is it because it's the Northeast? And you need to touch people multiple ways. I mean, we have so many choices of media now that's eating our time, and you've got to be in all those places.
Right.
And granted, you've only got so much money, so you've got to really go through the analytics. You need to be doing heat mapping. You need to be looking at the analytics. You need to have dashboards. You can't just do it by gut and say, well, I think this is the way we should do it.
No, that's a thing of the past.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing. All the tools are here to be able to use it, but we feel like, oh, I don't have time, I don't need to use it, and then we wonder why we're wasting tens of thousands of dollars, and our marketing strategy sucks, it doesn't work, and all that. And I mean, granted, it's hard to find companies that know how to read these elements and provide a strategy, but just advertising car and price just doesn't work. All right, so we've got a question. Here we go. All right. What's the biggest upside to getting prospective customers engaged by multiple channels?
Well, I think we kind of just answered that, right? So,
yes.
You have to be different places because you don't know what that consumer is going to be paying attention to. If they're a TV watcher, if they're somebody that reads the newspaper, if they are hot on Twitter, or if they do Facebook as all, to connect all their friends. So where can you be that you're going to be providing a lead at the top of that funnel, again, to have consideration in the deal?
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as, definitely, we just answered that, but if you kind of think about what's happening, let's say that an individual does watch TV, that they've got their favorite shows, And so now they see you on TV, and they're sitting in front of the TV, and your TV commercial pops up, and your TV commercial should not always be, I'm not saying don't do price advertising at all, but it shouldn't always be that. Your TV commercial should really be a commercial to drive them to your website. A lot of TV commercials I see, it's like, it will say Honda CR-V, it's the year of savings. Buy the Honda CR-V for $289 a month, 3.9% APR, 72 months. And I mean, is that a commercial? No, that's just a statement. And I'm not even interested in a Honda CR-V because I don't even know why I should be interested in a Honda CR-V. So that TV commercial is only talking to an individual that knows that the Honda CR-V is the vehicle for them, and that price point meets where they're at. So you're limiting yourself, and you're missing a lot of opportunities if that's all your commercials are about. So you would kind of want to back up and say, what time of the month when I'm running my TV, what's my commercial going to be? Well, and the manufacturer, let's be honest, manufacturer does a horrible job of talking about feature and benefit of the vehicles and why it is. And I mean, I think, let's look at Subaru. I mean, I think Subaru's commercials are beautiful. I love Subaru's commercials, and because they use dogs and and family.
Well, they
and
tug at the heartstrings, right? So if you look at the father and the daughter's growing up, through the years, and you're sending her off in her new Subaru, it's right there. It's touching. So it's talking about the emotional buy, which is the purchase decision of most people, is from an emotional standpoint. So how can you play that into your marketing?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, and it's being about making sure that you're in all those points, so they get familiar with you, and they the clients know who you are. And it's about being memorable. And if you're just, if you say, well, I'm going to put all my money into radio, you're going to be missing a whole lot of people. And and again, I know people say, well, I don't have the money, I can't buy all these. And again, I will repeat it one more time, and it's the last time I'm going to repeat it. The dashboards, the analytics, the research, the technology, the big data, Market Master, all of this data is there, so you can see who these people are, where they are, what they're interested in, and build a marketing strategy. Because there's a breakdown in communication somehow that people don't seem to understand when we talk about digital, that you've got to be there, and the only time you are there is when people basically call you up and say, I'm interested in the product or service that person's selling, and that's the only time they pay, versus a radio campaign that you're basically spamming people with that, if you really kind of think about it. But then, like your dashboard, what I love, it's like it's showing credit leads, and it's showing all of this data, and people are clicking that ad, going over and doing a desired action that they chose to do. So, all right, so tweet your questions in. We're getting ready to run down out of time here, so we've got 8 minutes left. Since we started at 2:04, we have to stop at 3:04, right, Jamie?
Yep, very much. Let these people get on with their day and move some metal.
Yeah, no, it's the holiday season. We're in the holiday mode right now, the holiday mindset, and we want to have fun.
We've had our strategy meeting. We know what we need to do. We got to get to work.
All right, so let's recap. Let's run through a recap real quick. Let's give them their topics, and let's throw some stuff in, and let's have fun with it. All right, you ready? So let's recap it. Start with number 1. I'm not pulling your slides up.
I was going to say, I thought the slides were coming. I wasn't ready. So I would say help your conversion percentages by using incentives to move people along the buying process. Number 1.
What kind of incentives can we use? Throw me a couple incentives. Pyrex dish. 1.
I was going to say Pyrex dish, service coupons, gift cards, Starbucks cards. That's my favorite. Things for the kids. Everybody's trying to figure out things for the kids this year. So anything that goes good for Christmas presents, stocking stuffers.
Okay, excellent.
iPads.
So iPads. Yeah, exactly. iPads.
Apple TV.
What's with all the Apple stuff? Are you trying to tell me something here since I made the switch from the iPhone over to the Droid recently?
I run on a PC on my computer, so I can't. Everybody's in here is making fun of me for that today. So I would say that I'm a mixed person here on the Apple or non-Apple.
Okay, so you didn't mention Nexus tablets or nothing like that.
No, but that is a good idea too. For those that want Nexus tablets, that's a good one. Yeah,
it is. And it's cheaper than an iPad and easier to get.
Well, there you go.
Exactly. And with Google now, it could even give you some new technology, some new tools to play with. All right, so incentives to increase your conversions, increase your leads. Sorry. All right, what's a number one? That's number one. Let's move to a number two. What's the second idea that we could be doing? And I'm going to share this one. I think as far as a dealer, you need to start looking at other industries. Start looking at other businesses other than just dealers. And go to the Old Navy website and act like you're going to shop for something. Go to as far as, overstock.com and go through the process and set up an account on these different websites. Become a member and watch the things that they're doing and repeat that, because there's some things that we do internally. We call it flash, F-L-A-S-H sales, and start doing some flash sales. And a flash sale is basically an email goes out to the individual, your database, and says, hey, here it is. Here's the flash sale. This is what's going on right now. Boom. And it shouldn't be all about the car. To make it where we've had the most success on flash sales is, what are you laughing about, Jamie?
Nothing.
I'm watching.
Just thinking about. I know. I'm just thinking about flash sales and what other people might be thinking about. Sorry.
Oh boy, you had to go.
I know.
There, yeah.
It's Friday afternoon.
Yeah. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a picture of yourself in a raincoat and so yeah, there we go. But no, pull out a table and throw a bunch of crap on it and do some handwritten signs. I mean, put floor mats on there. Put all the stuff in the parts department that is not moving. Put some tires on there and make it look like it's more or less a yard sale or a garage sale. And do put some vehicles in there too, but just do more than just vehicles. Do car washes. I mean, just everything you can think of, and make it as far as perfect for the season. And send out that email and tell everybody it's a flash sale and they've got 24 hours to take action. And at the end of the 24 hours, it needs to end. But I want you to randomly do these email flash sales and just pick different days. Put it on your website. Put a website slider up and say, hey, sign up for our flash sale. Take them over to the page. Explain what it is. Retarget them. Put retargeting on that page. So now when you launch that flash sale, you turn on your retargeting ads, people see it, you drive an influx of traffic to your dealership, you do the email blast, and it works, and it's perfect. So that's my step. All right, we've got a question. All right, so what's up, Matt? All right, Matt says, as a salesperson, what can I do to market me and my brand in my market and my dealership as the auto professional? He put that in Twitter? He did that in 140 characters? Wow.
That's impressive.
That is.
I struggle with Twitter for that reason.
Yeah, exactly. So all right. So Matt wants to know, as a salesperson, what can he do to market himself and build his brand? And Jamie, you got a couple ideas? I've got plenty of ideas on that, but I don't want to be the mic hog.
Well, I'll tell you quickly. One thing that I still remember to do is handwrite, snail mail, greeting cards, thank you cards. And that I have gotten more thank yous for my thank yous from just doing that. In our digital world with an email and everything else is just trying to stand out from the crowd like he's trying to do. Why not take a list of 5 customers a day and handwrite them a note? Let them know you're there. Let them know that you can, here to help friends and family. Wish them the holiday, happy holidays, that kind of thing. There's my 2 cents for him.
I love that, and I love that because I do, because I forget the company I think it's called the Stationery Store or something like that, and I have that I'm always sending thank you cards out that's got my name on it, and the same thing here. I get a lot of thank yous for my thank you, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool, and then it gets me into the thank you mode to get more thank yous, and it's crazy, but I think that's
reciprocity, remember?
Exactly, and I mean, you think about it, and if you're sending 5 a day, so I've got a few things that we can go through. So Matt, one of the things that I want you to do is I want you to get ready with that iPhone, that Droid. You don't have to overthink this, but and there's different, and you can even buy gadgets. You can go on and buy gadgets for your Droid or your iPhone to be able to do video. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what brand you represent, Matt, but it doesn't really make a difference on this part. But let's say that as far as where we've got for example, different trim levels, the LE, the LX, the L, and all these different trim models, I want you to go out and I want you to start doing like 1 video per day. Because one of the things that I talk about, and it sounds like a negative, but it's not, is you've got to make noise. And I don't mean that in the negative sense. It's got to be a quality noise, but you've got to make a name for yourself. And by doing these walk-around videos, for example, that's just one video, walk down the line of the vehicles and go, here's the LE, and this is what it is. Here's the LX, here's the L, and you explain, because there's a lot of people trying to figure out what is the difference. And here's a challenge for you. So do that video, but do a Google search and see if you can find what the warranty information is on various cars. I mean, let's say, Matt, you have Ford or whatever it is, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or because I don't know. Go on to Google and try to do a search and find out what the warranty is by the manufacturer. And you really think that people are hiding it. I mean, the manufacturer hides it. So do a video talking about the warranty. And I mean, just go through all the questions. Make a list of all the questions you've been asked over the week, the month, or whatever, and do a video for that. And then take that video and put it on your Facebook page and put it on your dealership's Facebook page. But just make it a point. I mean, if you want to really go crazy, do one video a day, and you will really, really stand out. That's what you can do to stand out. Make sure you have your contact information in there, because when somebody's going to shop for something, they want a trusted authority, somebody, a resource that they can go to, and that's how you can create yourself as an authority. And I mean, yeah, it sounds like a lot of work, but guess what? If it was easy, everybody would do it. But if you do this, you'll make a lot of money. I know one guy, Jason, he's a sales guy that I've known for about 4 years. And he's raking in about 180 to 200 a year, and by doing this, and he does this and a lot more. So there you go. So there's one of the things you can do. Very good idea. I like that one a lot. All right. So what's another tip we want to share? And we're 1 minute over. I want you to. I'm throwing you on the spot, seeing if you can come up with another one. Of course. On the spot. Tick, tock. If you look at my options of what, just from the screens, again, looking at being creative in your messaging. My idea was, maybe offering rebates and incentives back some cash, but that goes along with just being the problem solver for that customer during this time of the year. So look at what they're faced with, and if you can solve their problems, it'll help out, whether it's time crunch or looking at, holiday debt and different things. Try to solve one of their problems so that they'll come to you versus somebody else. If it's apples and apples, but yet they're gonna get free shuttle service or get a $100 gift card to help pay for Christmas presents while they're making this purchase, they're gonna choose you. It's just that unique, selling proposition. And then my last tip, one that we did a while back that worked tremendously well, was on used cars. I mean, everybody's kind of tuned out the new car, 0% financing and all this stuff. But do something like a 0% financing on your used cars. Just talk to the bank, and it could be 0% financing for the first 90 days. It could be 0% for 120 days, and on that, which kind of leads me into another thing as far as where you said being creative and copywriting and all that. A lot of times we'll use the words like 0% financing for 90 days. That doesn't, you kind of think about it. If I said 0% financing for 90 days, or if I said, hey, no payments until April 1st, which one is more, as far as stronger of a message to you? And always really break that down, because a lot of times we say $8,000 off, and it's like, okay, $8,000 off what? $55,000? Yeah. So really think through it and quit using words like dealer cash and stuff that the average consumer doesn't know. So copywriting and coming up with creative things that kind of goes different, like 0% for whatever, till April 1st on used cars. Yep. All right, so real quick, here's Jamie's email, jwelch@perk.com. Be sure and sign up, because I want to hear about how, the people love this tool and everything. I know. I appreciate you guys. Be sure and check out our website, because we will have more Google Hangouts coming. And don't forget us at the Internet Battle Plan, January 14th through the 16th. And then after you're done in Atlanta, scoot on over to New Orleans. Yep. And come on, hang out with us. Are you guys doing a booth at NADA this year? We won't have a booth, but I believe a few of us will be there, so we'll be hanging around. Well, you can come and hang in our booth, because we've fabulous got a booth, and actually Corey Mosley and myself are going into a booth, and it's not because we're being cheap, guys. It's because we have something really exciting that we're going to be launching coming as far as at NADA. We're going to be talking about it, but it will launch, and it'll be your opportunity for dealers. So dealers that are struggling with, conversion and ideas and sales training and digital and all, what should I buy? What should I do? Corey and I have formed a new company, Potratz Mosley Strategy Groups, and what we're going to be doing is taking dealers in, like basically it's like a 20 group, except we're going to teach them about digital marketing. We're going to tell them how to handle the leads. So we'll show them how to drive the traffic, handle the leads, and it's going to be a low-cost alternative that will be easy for them to say, oh, wow, now it makes sense. So I appreciate it, Jamie. Thanks for all your time. And
thanks,
I'll talk to you soon. I'll tweet you in a few minutes, too.
Oh, great. Fabulous. Have a good day,
guys.
everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.